What's good with y'all? It's Coffee on the Vid, back with some updates. Most definitely we're talking about the downfall of JOMO, the fashion blood that continues to play out before our very eyes, right? The fashion blood, the Louis scarf over the federal informant tools wiretap, like I keep a designer even over my wiretap tools. Pause. And then we got another update into another rapper. I just seen this jump off on the timeline, man. I'm like, nah, man, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't get at him like that. We'll get to that in a moment. Stay tapped in, tuned in till the end of the video. Make sure to hit the comments, higher body, karate, sub up, and all that good ish. But peep it, this JimJones ish has been just playing out like a wild story, the drop. If y'all haven't been tuned in, the drop my flag challenge, Jimmy made these off-putting comments about it where individuals just were like, yo, we've had enough of this. Like, you've been this dude that glamorized and glorified this ish for the longest time, and you made it a trend and you made it cool, and when individuals is trying to do bigger and better things and be on a more morally centered journey, you want to talk slick when you were never even really that dude like that. You know what I mean? Like, individuals is going away, getting hit with years. The youth is coming up entrenched in this cycle within the streets, and you're over here not even getting bagged up in shit where you're on a federal wiretap. Like, it makes no sense. And one of the platforms that I've been seeing really leading the charge, really on Jimmy's bumper, is this 050 The Movement channel. I enjoy their content. I just seen a video they had on there the other day where they were interviewing this dude that used to be down with Maino, man. Y'all remember that super throwback-ish where Maino was beefing with that Bunky SA dude? And they end up bumping to him in the club, and the one cat was talking about, yo, dudes rode your ponytail around the club like a damn cowboy. Pause. You know what I mean? That was a different era where this blogosphere-ish was just taking off, and a lot of people saw a way to lay their claim to the fame was to go at certain MCs, you know what I mean? And it didn't go well for that dude when he tried to get at Maino. Which was crazy because, like, Maino was always a dude out here that was looked at as super thorough and all that. But then we know he's doing the lobby boys thing with JimJones, and Jimmy threw a hissy fit temper tantrum on the podcast they did together about the Max B beef, and it just was like, wow, that Maino allowed him to talk to him sideways like that. Like, I feel like it has a lot of cats looking at Maino while different, like, yo, hey, you're going through some ish. Cats is stripping you of your imaginary street stripes that you got, but you ain't about to take that out on me. But apparently Maino let him do it for the sake of content. I don't know, man. Tap in with your thoughts on all that. But as far as Jimmy, you see, they got a whole song getting at him, talking about you ain't blood, you ain't Billy. And they got this dude, I think he's imitating JimJones is a way I perceived it when I saw it going across the timeline, where he's dancing around all zesty with the painted on beard, you know what I'm saying, like on some JimJones type shit. That shit had me cracking the fuck up. So jump into the comments and tap in with your thoughts on all that, the downfall of JimJones, the Maino situation and everything else, and this song and this movement that New York seemingly has against JimJones' flockery. You know what I mean? He don't want the gangbanging ish to stop being cool, because then he can't be the triple OG fashion over blood that he likes to be, to stay relevant for life, more or less. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as this shit keeps jumping off, Jimmy can always into his 60s, hell, his 70s as a senior citizen continue to be like, yo, I brought this shit to the East Coast, to New York, you know what I mean? And when it comes to all that, that's a damn shame that someone would want to continue to push negative vibes out there for their own personal gain, So tap in on all that. And then, like I said, there's another rapper that I seen a video going viral dissing him. Or I don't know if we should say dissing him, but like being like, yo, he ain't really who he claims to be, is a living legend, Jada.
So why do rappers lie? 85 street. I mean, and he didn't tell you he went to private school, and we had.
No, that wasn't that nigga. I didn't hear it in there.
I don't know. I ain't want to put me on the subject. Yo, you was clearance put me on that subject screen, huh?
Shake your head. We're not in the video. I went down early to hang out on the set, and I couldn't even get on the set. You're kidding? There were 200 guys there already, and every one of them had a shaved head. Come out and oh yeah. This is just audio and shit that I go through.
Why do rappers lie 85% of they rhyme? Oh, a real man shouldn't have to say no homo.
Pause it, like, yeah.
Pause.
Ain't no pause. We grown men here. We're comfortable in our skin. You don't have to say pause.
Pause.
I think only people that's not comfortable with themselves.
They're not alpha pack leaders.
Pause is for tape recorders.
A few moments later.
Oh, big shout outs to Rick, though.
That video of you guys in the studio with Storch, and he's smoking that big joint, and he's on the keyboard.
Pause.
Smoking marijuana is gay?
The way you said it, smoking that big joint. That's a pause. I ain't even on pause time, but that was a pause. Because you did the sign language with it and all of that. That's definitely a pause.
He was smoking that big dick.
They're not gonna like you.
I know. But why do rappers lie 85% of they rhyme?
So again, I seen this edit going across the timeline. You know, Cats is looking at Jadakiss like he's a fraud or whatever. But when it comes to Jada, I don't look at it the same way I look at with JimJones. You know what I mean? Like Jadakiss might have had them like raw street lyrics and everything. As for those, you know, who've been a fan of the Locks, or even previous to where they were repackaged as the Locks when they were the Warlocks and they were on that, what was it called? Like hip-hop horrorcore type vibes. It's just all artistic expression, you know. And it's like, if Jada wasn't comfortable in his own skin, he wouldn't have brought his pops on the podcast like that. Like, yo, I went to a private school, like my dad was in my life, and you know, like I don't know, I don't look at Jada the way I look at Jimmy. Like, yes, he had gritty street lyrics and all that, but to me, he wasn't just out here perpetrating a fraud the same way as JimJones. You know what I mean? Like Jada he's an MC. He's a game changer. He and the Locks just did the damn thing, right? They even ripped off the shiny suits and said, "Fuck that, get us off, let the Locks go" campaign, and went over to Rough Riders and were a part of that movement, which is where they should have, like, in reality, been from the start. It was a better fit. It was more organic and all that. But, you know, Puffy had that budget for them to get their music out there. But honestly, Bad Boy got the Locks out there, but they didn't really do what they were supposed to with the Locks, in my opinion, you know. But basically, that's going to do it for this one. You know, tap in what you think about this video getting at Jadakiss. Again, personally, I don't co-sign this, you know what I mean? And, you know, your thoughts about their career and lyricism, and, you know, individuals coming from a solidified background with a family and everything. Like, to me, that's totally different than what JimJones is doing, where he's just like, "Yo, what up, blood? I'm the biggest blood ever," you know, while I'm running around with a Louis scarf around my federal wiretap equipment. Pause. You know what I mean? It's just, to me, it is not one and the same. But again, I look forward to hearing from all y'all, the good people of the blogosphere, in them comments. Don't forget to sub up and, you know, come coffee talk it up with me on all these topics. And with that being said, I'm up out here. Peace and God bless y'all. Have a righteous, motivated Sunday.